Right. See how we go now, shall we? All right, shall we try again there, boys and girls? Tuesday, the 17th of March, 2020. Good morning and welcome to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Television Centre here in Bracknell. We had a couple of a little technical issue there that was mucking it up a bit. Looks all right to me now. So obviously that... hopefully that restart of the machine sorted that out. Thank you for bearing with us there this morning. Good morning to Sean and Mick there this morning. Morning to you. A bit of a grey day out there today, I have to say. Rather grey, not too particularly cold. Completely different to what it was yesterday, I have to say. What an absolutely stunning day yesterday. If you thought there was spring in the air, you certainly knew it yesterday. Oh, my word. After I finished the show, as I was saying to you, I did think I'd go for a walk. Good morning to one man and his Sprinter van, Colin Coates, Mike Rees-Ponto as well. Yeah, I said I was going to go for a walk through the forest, and indeed I did. And I'm so pleased I did. Left the house, walked up there, didn't really... Saw a couple of people, out. Not many. There's hardly anyone out at the moment, isn't there? And crossed over a couple of roads. The usual extremely busy, dangerous road was actually reasonably quiet yesterday. So I went across there and off I went for my sort of late morning, afternoon walk. And it was just beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful over there yesterday. Wasn't particularly busy with people, as I say. I think I walked past about 3 people, but that's quite normal up there. Don't really ever see anyone walking around up there. And I came off the path a couple of times, mainly because there was puddles, massive puddles everywhere. And when you get that little sort of dent to the side of paths. When I say paths, they're not like tarmacked or... it's like walking through the forest. It's exactly what walking through the forest. So I came off paths a couple of times because there were these great big... I marooned myself a couple of times. I marooned. I was marooned. Yeah. What happened is that I saw puddles and I walked over there. Then I saw another puddle and I walked over there. And I got so far forward and I realised I couldn't go any further without getting soaking wet feet. Very, very deep, massive puddles over there at the moment because, of course, all the rain that we've had. So I came off the paths a couple of times, only to walk on, which was really nice, soft, mulchy, moss-covered ground. It was beautiful over there. Not only that, the sun was shining and it was lovely. I had a hooded top on and I walked for about an hour yesterday. Just not going in any particular sort of direction, just an hour sort of round in a big circle because I don't know it that well over there. There's loads of places to explore, really. And then I came back, and as I came back, we go through a sort of area called Caesar's Camp, which is I think it's an old sort of site where people used to live or something like that. This is Swinley Forest, incidentally, the place I'm talking about here. And came down this path. And there's this large tree trunk, which has been there for years, actually. And it's laying there. And I thought, I'm just going to sit on there for a while. And I sat down on this tree trunk. And I thought, my God, this is beautiful today. Anyway, I thought I'd try and lay on it. Didn't I? Have you ever tried to lay on a tree trunk? Very difficult. You keep nearly falling off. Quite frankly, I don't know how I managed to lay back anyway on this damn thing. But I did, and I just about managed to balance myself. And I closed my eyes. And the warmth on my face was just beautiful. I mean, I don't know if I've looked like I've got a bit of a tan today. I wouldn't be surprised if I have. It was just beautiful. In fact, I started getting a bit too hot. So I managed... it was difficult to get up again, I have to say. But I managed to get up again and I took my hooded top off. So now I've just got a shirt on with short sleeves. And I lay back down on this tree trunk, looking up into the sky. And it was just blue, and there was a couple of white clouds sort of crossing over each other. So quiet. Birds singing. No wind really at all. And I'm looking up into this sky and thinking, How is that anything wrong? Do you know what I mean? I laid down. I'm looking up at the sky and the beauty of it, and the surroundings, all the trees and the ferns and the moss, and there's a lot of heather over there as well. It's very black, actually. It's quite black. All this heather seems to be black rather than green. Whether or not that's the time of the year, I don't know. There's a few little buds on there, so in a few weeks' time, I guess that heather will burst into the most beautiful, delightful mauves and sort of pink colours. You know, the gypsies will be up there, won't they? Oh, do you want to buy some of my heather? Do you want to buy some? They sell heather, don't they? Why is it heather they sell? You can just go and pick it over there. It'd be full of them, dear. There'd be caravans and everything over there. Oh my God, blimey, dear. Caravans over there and everything, picking all the heather. There'll be no heather left. Anyway, so it's very black over there, the sort of the bit where I was laying down. But there's plenty of trees sort of as you walk further on, lots of greenery and that. And it was just beautiful laying there in that sun. And I must have been there 20 minutes, half an hour, I suppose, just laying on this great big tree trunk, trying not to fall off. Because one side there were brambles. And on the other side, it was like there's a few stones on the ground. Every now and again, I try not to move. Difficult to lay on there. But yes, I mean, it was just stunning there yesterday. Stunning. So highly recommended a walk over a forest or somewhere like that. I've been in here this morning since about 9:15, trying so hard to find amusing stories. It's the paper is just, of course, covered in the coronavirus stories, so we'll have to do a couple of those as well. But I'm struggling to find anything to talk about other than the stuff I normally talk about, which is rubbish, as you well know. So that's laying on the tree. I've got Marooned, as I say, as well. Reminds me a little bit of when I used to go cycling over Wimbledon Common. Now, over in Swinley Forest, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they allow bikes anymore. They used to. You used to be able to get a licence to go up, because it's Crown Estate, you see. You used to be able to get a licence for like 10 quid for the year or something silly like that. And you put this thing on your bike and it would, and then you could go cycling. But I think a couple of years ago they withdrew the use of the area for bikers or cyclists, and probably because some of them are just ridiculously fast. I mean, there was a couple of cycling races over there, and let me tell you, I nearly got it down a couple of times. I was just walking over there, some years ago now, walking over there, and these cyclists, they don't stop for anyone, a bit like on the roads of London. You know, awful. Going along at 200 mile an hour in a blooming tight lycra and stupid hats. God's sake. So I think they stopped that. That being said, I have seen a couple of cyclists over there, but I don't have a mountain bike. And over there, you need something with chunky tyres. You know, otherwise it kind of, you struggle when you're going up hills. Oh, I want to sneeze. Just a minute. Excuse me. Let me three. So that was over there. Came back here, had a bit of lunch, went to sleep, and then I had the alarm set on my TV for 6 o'clock, and off it went. And there was Boris on the TV, and talk about step up what we've got to do. My Lord. Thanks very much for your messages. I'll come to those in a minute, boys and girls, okay? There was Boris on the telly at 6 o'clock, and the first thing I saw was we need to stop all non-essential contact by everyone with everyone. So that's not just like people who have got some sort of nasty underlying health condition or something like that. He's now talking about stopping all non-essential contact with people. Now, as you know, I have been considering bailing out of work for a long time. Not considering doing it for a long time, coming out of doing it for a period of time, quite a long time. Now, according to the news, and I have been kind of led by the government here, they're saying certain people with vulnerabilities could be asked to stay at home for up to 4 months. So I took this on board, and then at that moment the pub rang. Oh, hello, Chris. We need to make some changes at the moment because obviously the footfall has dropped quite a lot. Less people going out. Okay. And Guy, the manager there, he's a lovely chap. He really is. he said to me, what we want to do is knock Monday on the head by net for now because it's gone quiet. As you well know, if you watch the karaoke streams, you'll know this anyway. Monday has gone quiet. It's got a little bit depressed in there on a Monday, so we're going to drop that on the head. We want to carry on doing the karaoke on a Friday as it is now, but also I want you to do karaoke on Saturday as well. So it would be Friday and Saturday. The thinking there is Saturday is also a quiet night at that pub. And they have to pay for two people, a DJ and a cabaret. Well, if they have karaoke, they've only got to pay one person. So I see the thinking beyond that. And he said, what do you think? I said, right. I said, okay, you've kind of forced the question now. You know I was going to ring you Wednesday and have a discussion about this. I said, right, let me just have a little think. And I just paused for 15, 20 seconds. I said, right. I said, it's only fair on you trying to keep the business running as it is now. I said, and I've been thinking about this for some time, as you well know. I'm going to bail out now. I'm not resigning, but I'm going to take an extended holiday now. And he's right, okay, how long do you want off for? I said, I'm not coming back until early July. Early July. Oh, right. And he was kind of, he was kind of taken aback by that. I thought he was expecting it, to be honest. Clearly not. Right, okay. He said, let me put you over to Duncan, who's the owner of the pub. Right, so put me over to Duncan, who's a lovely chap. He's Scottish and he's in his 70s. They were kind of getting ready to sell the place, to be honest. And he sat there and he listened to what I say. And I profusely apologised because it's the absolute last thing I wanted to do. I did not want to stop doing my karaoke nights. I only do 2 anyway. And yes, of course, it's hassle sometimes with people and trying to keep control and listening to the constant moaning going on. But nevertheless, it's something that I do. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's all very well sitting here in this little thing, which I love anyway. And these, of course, will carry on as they are. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, that everything occurs as it is now. And hopefully I won't get too ill to be able to do it or anything like that. But that gives me no live work now. I'm no longer sort of on a stage, if you see what I mean, doing my thing. So Duncan listened to all this and he completely understood and wasn't angry. And I knew he wouldn't be. He said, Chris, okay, that's fair enough. And I thanked him, because 5 years, it was about 5 years ago, my work life was kind of changing quite a lot. I'd got fed up with the DJing, and quite frankly, I thought I was about to stop work, really. I didn't want to, and I thought, well, I don't know where to go now. And then this job came along, as often happens. The jobs turn up out of the blue sometimes. They really do. You think, oh, God, what am I? And then suddenly the phone rings. That's how it is in this sort of game. Anything to do with whether it's you're on television or a karaoke host or a small-time DJ, that's what happens. You think, oh, it's all over, and then suddenly something comes. Something just comes along. And this job came along about 5 years ago, and I'd had a bit of a run of sort of bad luck and certain jobs starting and not happening and what have you. This one came along, and we went in there, and it just worked for them and for me as well, I've always said this. You can't just, in this particular sort of thing, I don't think you can just go and work anywhere and it works. There's certain elements that have to come together, I think. I mean, I really do. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And I dropped in there. And it's been fantastic over the last 5 years there. Really. Never had a single row with any member of management or owner or anything like that. Now and again, the governor would come over to me and say, thanks for everything you're doing here, Chris, and all that business. And that's exactly what you said yesterday, Lord. Thanks for everything you've done here so far. And Guy came back on the phone and I said, look, I understand you may now need to find someone else to do it. And at the end of the period of time, come July, you may decide to stick with that person, But I accept that, that's just how it is. And you know, I'm one of those people, I'm afraid, that's incredibly worried about this situation. These people that just brush it under the carpet, I do not understand them. I just don't understand. I've just seen a blooming picture in Italy of all these coffins, for Christ's sake. You need to treat this thing with respect because it's not going to treat you with respect. And I've kind of almost self-isolated now, really, even with no symptoms or anything like that. I've kind of self-isolated myself from society. However, we are lucky with the internet and that sort of thing, that I'm still able to do things like this and watch the telly, walk around the garden and stuff like that. As I said yesterday, you know, if you're living in a room, I don't know how you're going to cope. I really don't know how you're going to cope. You can only watch so many computer games and television things. Oh God, I can't look at this screen. Do you ever get like screen tiredness? Do you ever get that? Where you go, oh, I can't look at this screen anymore. You're a little bit like that. I'm certainly like that with my mobile phone. So, oh, I can't look at this phone any longer because you're looking at this thing all the time. So that's where I am. So I've now cancelled all work until at least at the earliest in July. Come July, you know, if things have improved substantially, you know, and I think, okay, let's give it a go, and they want it again, then perhaps we'll restart then. I don't know, but until then, I'm out. That's it. Over and out. What the pub's going to do now, I'm not sure, because the last time I spoke to manager last night, about 10, 11 o'clock last night on the phone, and they're not quite sure what to do either now. Whether to get someone else in or simply just open the doors with nothing on for as long as they can. So that's the news there, all right? That's the news there. After seeing Boris, I listened to what he said. That's it. Am I scared? Yes. I'm sure some of you are. I was listening to Julia Hartley-Brewer on the radio this morning, right? She's now working from home. She does talk radio, an excellent breakfast show, talk radio, every morning. And I listen to her most mornings. And she's now working from home because she's got a bit of symptoms. So they sent over a bloke to her house on a bike last night with some electronic equipment, little black boxes and microphones and things like that. She's doing the show from home now. We had Susanna Reid on Good Morning Britain. She's not there this morning. She's rung in sick. She's got the symptoms. And over on BBC Breakfast, noticed this morning, they're sitting like either ends of the settee. Usually they're cuddled up like that on the settee on the BBC Breakfast. You do wonder what's going on there. But they're sitting at opposite ends of the settee. So that's it. That's my work news. All right. Okay, let's read some of your messages this morning. Here we go. Colin Coates, good morning to you. Let's have a look. Morning to Dr. Gregorian. Morning to you, sir. Dr. Gregorian in the house this morning. Good morning to Glenda. Mr. England is in the house. Hello to young Sam Thomas. Morning. Tony King there. Hello to you. Diane Jebb. Have I said hello to you? Fran Green. Morning. Michael Polman. Yeah, we got it right second time, didn't we? Good. Heidi Oliver has just got out of the shower. Oh, I hope you've got clothes on, Heidi. I'm not looking over there if you haven't got any clothes on, dear. I don't look at ladies naked. Morning, Heidi. Hello to LaBelle. Your emerald-eyed lucky charm of magic is here this morning. Just a moment or two. Let's have a look. Da 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 da. Oh. 1 second. Right. Okay. Oh, where are we now? I've lost my little place. That's Fran. There we are. Claire. Good morning to young Claire this morning. Hello to Alan Wainwright. There's Martin. A very good morning to Martin this morning. Claire has walked her dogs early this morning. Excellent. Went to Sainsbury's for a few fresh things. There was nothing fresh in this house, dear. Nothing fresh in this house. Hang on a minute. Have I not turned on something? Just a second. I think I've missed something off to this morning. Oh, I see what I've done. Right, okay. I see what I've done there. 1 moment. There's far too much stuff coming through there. We can't cope with that. There we go. Let's put the slow chat back on. Can't keep up there, I'm afraid, with you all. Lovely that you are to send so many messages. I can't keep up. There we are. Morning, Martin. Morning. Have you... Have we... what's gone on there? An idiot had my phone. Oh, I know what's happened there. I think you've been... What's gone on there? I've got completely lost now. That's because I've got too many messages coming in. Oh, dear. Okay. I'm starting from the slow mode, okay? I think something went wrong there with Mick's messages. What happened there? Has something gone wrong there? Dear. Right, where it says slow mode on, I'm going to start underneath there, okay? I don't know where I've got to with that. Claire says, really hope it works out for you. Come back to the karaoke again. It's been a joy for me over the last few years to know you. You need to be in front of your public again when it's all over. Well, I hope so. You know, I hope so. Good morning, Gary Butler. Morning, nephew Gary Butler. Hello to Adam the plumber as well. And Adrian says, good morning, people who is out the gym typing this morning. Okay, I'm not sure what's happened there to someone's. Something's gone wrong there at the top there. Can someone sort of text there? Something's gone wrong with some of the messages or what? I'm not quite sure what's happening there. We had a couple of little technical issues this morning. Anyway, we'll have to move on and not perhaps concentrate on the messages too much this morning. After the slow mode, I'll read them out after that. Okay, we'll start at slow mode is on. Good morning to a filthy peasant. Morning to you. I'm glad you're at the gym. Are you at the gym? You're not supposed to go to the gym, Adrian. I don't think you're supposed to go to the gym. Apparently, that's a real breeding ground for anything like that. Are you really going to look at the state of some of the machines sometimes, dear? Covered in people's sweat and nastiness. Awful. Good morning to George Bond this morning. Morning to George. There's Glenda. Did they close restaurants and bars in the UK yet? No. Not as far as I know. However, they have advised you not to go. They haven't actually closed them down to, as in you can't go, but they have advised you not to go. They're kind of leaving it to people, which is I don't know if that's right or wrong. I mean, I decided yesterday, right, that's it. I'm not going anywhere. It's all very well, of course, all these businesses are now screaming and shouting that they're going to be in trouble and that they won't have any money to run and they'll probably close. And the pub market here in the UK is bad enough as it is, to be honest. It's really bad. It's been bad for some years now. Places closing down left, right and centre. And a lot of them just tick over. They don't make any money. So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen there. We might be left with no bars at all at the end of all this, I'm afraid. Brendan Brady fan. Toilet paper pasta seems to be empty everywhere apart from Lidl and Aldi. Yes. Isn't it interesting how the German supermarkets are coping very well with this? They really are. It's the big boys that seem to be running out of stuff. Whether it's... I don't know why that is. It's strange, isn't it, that? Because Aldi is always busy anyway. The Aldi near me is always busy, but they don't seem to be running out of stuff. Strange, that. David in Hemel. Good morning, David in Hemel. There's David in Hemel there. Are you staying in Berkshire, says Alan. Not sure yet. Not sure yet. Not sure yet. Martin, thank you. Okay, so Ben got hold of the phone and accidentally timed someone out. Oh, dear. He's not going to be happy about that. Is he still timed out? He should be back on now. How long ago was that? Mick, there's an apology for you there. Okay, you've accidentally been timed out. Okay, I don't know how that's happened there. But, yeah, you should be back on in a moment. Sorry about that, Mick. That was an accident, okay? I know what's happened there. Ben, who's my sister's husband, would have thought that was a funny thing to do. We are not amused by that in the slightest. We are not amused by that in the slightest. Are we, Martin? No, we certainly aren't. So hopefully you'll be back on in a moment or two, Martin, and the lovely Mandy. Because there's no... we need Mandy. We need Mandy to dish out the pain and suffering on this channel. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. George is with his dance group. I didn't know you did dancing, George. My great niece Evie does gymnastic type dancing. She always likes to give a little what do you call it? You know, a little demonstration while she's somewhere, which is quite nice. We usually get a demonstration in the living room of dancing, usually when we're trying to watch a film or something like that on the telly. Uncle Chris, can I show you my dancing? and then out comes the mat in front of the latest Disney film that everyone else is trying to watch. Morning to Jason Hughes, joining us on the tech service. A very good morning to you, Jason. Morning, John Parrish. He's self-isolating in a caravan and he's very comfortable. Good morning to you, John. Let's have a look. The gym near me closed till further notice, says Brandon Bradley fan. Adam the plumber works on the railway. My company, bless them, have managed to get hold of 1 bottle of sanitizer each. Once that runs out, we can no longer work safely. Yeah, especially with toilets, I suppose. Well, it's all in the toilets, isn't it, dear? Dreadful. You must have been covered in that stuff once or twice in your time as a plumber. Oh my God, feeling ill now. Awful. LaBelle says, I hope this ends soon. All my jobs are held up. I can't afford not to work. This is the worst thing that has happened here in the US. The world, LaBelle. The world is it was the correct word I think you should have used there. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to this world. Really, really. Interesting. It would be very interesting to see what the pollution rates are like now. I bet they've dropped substantially. You know, pollution in the sky. No flying. Hardly any planes flying. British Airways stopped. And Virgin Atlantic, 75% of their planes stopped. I'll give you a raffle ticket, LaBelle, 939. Okay. Just a raffle ticket for just LaBelle there, because we don't often get her messages. Adrian says he's put me on loudspeaker. I doubt that very much, Adrian. They don't want to listen to my crap while they're lifting their little bits of metal, dear. You shouldn't even be in there anyway. You shouldn't be in a gym at the moment, I don't think. Thank you very much. Lidl's completely out of cleaning products, toilet paper, hand towels, plenty of chocolate cake. Well, you're in London, though, aren't you? That's the trouble. That's the trouble. I think you're at a massive disadvantage if you're in London, to be honest. I think it's the worst place you could be. I mean, it can come anywhere, as you well know. But London, wow. I don't know what the numbers are. I haven't seen this morning. Thank you. Heidi's going to cover Mandy's shift. Morning to Ray Reynolds. Very good morning to Ray. Yep, Ray Reynolds is in the house as well this morning. So there we go. Right, good film to watch on Netflix. It's called A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place. Interesting film, which I just came across by accident last night, really. And it's about this family and some monster from another planet has come down on the Earth, right? Oh, it is the ugliest thing. I thought Alien was bad. I thought the monster on Alien was bad. This thing is really ugly. It's the ugliest monster I've ever seen in my entire life. It really is. And it comes and it's blind, but it can hear. And this family have got to be dead quiet all the time. Everything they do, no talking. They're not wearing shoes, you know, so that they creep along everywhere. And it's very interesting. And there's hardly any speech on it. There's hardly any speech. It's just done with visuals and music. Very good, actually. It's actually very, very good. And it's got a good ending as well. So there's one for you to watch possibly tonight. I think it's new on there. So that's called A Quiet Place. And it's on the Netflix channel. Good science fiction sort of type thing on there. But you wait till you see the monster. It's so ugly. So very ugly. There we are. There's Mandy. Good morning, Mandy. Apologies to your husband. We've had a little bit of an accident there. If you could just apologise to him for us. You may have your little magnet today. Oh, no, you won't have it today, Mandy. They don't collect the post till today. Well, it will have been collected today. So you should have your magnet there. Is Trevor around today? I want to know that he's got his I want to know he's got his T-shirt. That who sent him that? Mick bought him actually. I wondered if he got his Mick. Yeah. Sean's self-isolating now. I've got plenty of food in and a freezer fall down my shed. Excellent. Yep, Sean's doing it as well. We're looking at a minimum of 4 months for this. You know, if things move quickly and it kind of blows through, we might be lucky to have some sort of normality come July. Might be. This is what I think. But we're going to be very lucky with it, or it may just carry on. When I laid on the log yesterday, while I was looking up into the sky, and I thought, this is just surreal. Everything I know, everything I've known is possibly about to change. Everything. And I had a moment. I won't lie to you. Has anyone had a moment yet? You know, where you're just sitting there thinking, you know, everything's about to change. I've had a few moments like that now and got very upset on my own. It's just odd. It's very, very odd. And those of you on medication, and I know many of you are, I am too. You know, I just happen to be at the moment on... I've got 4 months worth of pills at the moment because usually I get them in 6 month lots. Okay, so I go to hospital. I went in January, so here we are, February, March. So I've got about another 4 months, 3 to 4 months before I have to go again and well, what if there's no one there? What if they can't get them? That's it. Bye bye. And I know there's many of you out there on various different medications. You must be tearing your ears out if this doesn't get you. Dreadful. Dreadful. 1 moment, please. Yeah. Don't be trying to take Mandy's job there. Oh, I love it. I love it. A Quiet Place, David in the Hemel says. Oxford Street. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, Rachel's seen it as well. A Quiet Place. Did you enjoy it, Rachel? Did you enjoy it? Dave Moses. Nick Ferrari LBC was also from his bedroom this morning. Turns out most of the presenters working for Global are broadcasting from home at the moment. Well, of course, I mean, that's nothing new to me, Dave. Honestly, dear, amateurs, love, amateurs. I've been broadcasting from this Plus television studio, i.e. a spare bedroom, for years. I'm not new to that. It's all new to them. I bet they don't know what to do with themselves. I bet they ain't got no setup like this. I mean, look at this setup. Look, Dave, look, hang on a minute. Well, let's have a little look around here, dear. Look at this, dear. Look at it all. Look at this setup in here, dear. Proper, innit? Proper. What's that? Number 2 there. There, look. Proper setup, dear. I can just see Steve Allen now. He's got a microphone with a blanket over him trying to deaden the noise. Amateurs. Thank you. Excellent, Mandy. Mick understands what went wrong there. Thank you, Mick, for understanding that. Excellent. There's Trevor. He's got the T-shirt. Excellent. Mick bought him a T-shirt. Excellent. I've got loads of T-shirts now, boys and girls, that I've got for the bingo, or you can buy one as well. £10 on PayPal, £11 on Super Chat for the T-shirts. Okay, they should be 13 on a Super Chat, but I said 11 before, so we'll just keep it at that and be done with it. All right, Rachel's got a bag and hat. Rachel bought one of our brand new bags. Again, £10 on PayPal, £13 Super Chat. Just imagine the look on your friends' faces when you see yourself walking around, when they see you walking around with one of these. Look all the toilet rolls you can get in this, my darlings. I would say at least 6 toilet rolls in there. You'd never have to worry again. That's what you need when you go into Aldi. A reusable Chris Reardon bag. All right. LaBelle, please don't say July. I can barely hold out to May. I know, and that's very worrying, the people with no money. I'm self-employed. No work. No money. There's no help for me, at least not yet. Not yet. That being said, I'm okay. You know, I'm okay. I can live off savings for some time, I suppose, really. But not a lot of people have nothing. They've got nothing. They live from one day to the next. even people on benefits. Where's your guarantee? If the money's not coming in, where's that going to come from? Very, very worrying. Very worrying indeed. Alan, the authorities will learn from this. It will happen again in many years to come. I'm sure it will. Let's just scroll down and see if I can find something in it. When you do phone calls again, you should have a phone in your hand, Chris. Why? Why would I want that? Just gets in the blooming way, doesn't it? Great bag, nothing to fill it with. Yeah, but you could take it down to the supermarkets and just walk around with it, couldn't you? I mean, that surely, David, if you had one of these on your arm, David, for just £10 on PayPal, there's the PayPal, £10 on PayPal, or a £13 super chat. Just imagine, the people that would want to talk to you. Even though you look like an old dinosaur, just imagine the people that would want to talk to you if you had one of those on your arm. I was thinking about going and giving them out of the church. I'm not sure that's going to be open on Sunday. And it's my turn to play the organ at Wokenham. Oh, yeah, I've got some rousing... If it's open on Sunday, I've got some really rousing hymns on Sunday. We just bring the people together. Sing to your heart's content. Thank you very much for the toilet rolls, Rachel. It's much appreciated. Adrian, thank you for your concern and comments about my safety. Much appreciated. I'm very touched up, Chris. I'm not concerned about you at all, Adrian. You must be having a laugh, aren't you? I'm just telling you, no one should be going to gyms and places like that. All that sweat, dear, from young men touching those bits of metal. Maybe I'll have a little video up there. I don't know. Dave, sorry I didn't reply yesterday. Oh, well, that's okay, Dave. Don't worry about that, mate. Doesn't bother me. Sending out endless messages to people and not being replied to. You will be hearing our musical ramp later on. You're wondering what a musical ramp is, aren't you? The musical ramp, okay, is, we've only just started doing that. It's the little bit of music that sort of a bit of the theme at the end that I play to talk over while we're running up to the end. That's what a musical ramp is. It's very nice, dear. Would you like a little musical ramp now? Would you like it now? We're not going to finish yet. There's a little musical ramp now. And that would, you see, take us up till when we go to the closing video. And then I say goodbye. I run it for another couple of seconds. And then the main tune comes up. That is a musical ramp. See? We are an education on this programme. Perhaps I could go and educate people now. I could do lessons from here, couldn't I? Now, what would you like me to teach you? How about some DIY? How about we do a DIY show? I could put up shelves and, I don't know, do some electrical wiring. Perhaps I could just build an entire extension in my garden, which is enclosed off, so I should be all right there. Eh? Yes, you're absolutely right, Mandy. Pain and suffering for Ben, please. Not funny, but we are not amused. Look at my face. Not amused. If only you were in Woodhall Spa, Mandy. Shocking, shocking. Right, where are we now? Let me just scroll up a moment or two, please. Yeah, Martin's dealt with it. Believe me, Martin would have dealt with that one. Martin, and because Martin is a television person, the same as we're television people. We are just like Tom Edwards. Spoke to Tom the other day. Tom Edwards is doing all right. He's decided to self-isolate. Tom was one of the announcers on Thames Television, and he's done a Look East on the telly. He was a big-time radio DJ. He's self-isolated now. He's self-isolated. I won't see him for months now. I'm rather disappointed to say. But you see, even he may have nothing. I might go there and look perfectly normal, but be giving it on. You see, you just don't know, do you? We're not sure how it's working. My friend who works in the government, I've got oh yes, dear. Oh, I've got friends everywhere, dear. Everywhere. In fact, by the way, there's something more serious than the virus that we've got to think about in a moment. I'll come to that in a moment. Don't rush me, right? Yeah, my friend who works in the government says, well, he knows how governments run. And they're telling us as much as they need to. He said, I reckon there's a lot more here going on and we're not being told. So We have to see. We have to see. I tend to go along those lines as well, actually. But what choice do we have? You know, what choice do you have? You either take that advice or make your own advice up. Entirely up to you. There's plenty of people on Facebook. You've only got to go looking around, telling us, you know, nothing to worry about. It's blown out of all proportions. And I said yesterday and I said to several people on the phone last night, after I spoke to the pub. And it's all very well them throwing their numbers and their percentages all around the Facebook and the internet all the time. Oh yes, but 10,000 people, and even if they were right, even if they're right, 100,000 people die from the flu every year. Only 32 people have died from the coronavirus in this country. Even if that was right, what if you're one of those 33 people? See what I mean? Numbers are irrelevant. If one person dies out of 100,000, that could still be you. That's what I just don't understand. And these people say, oh, we're just going to carry on as normal. We feel okay. You wait till it knocks you down. You won't be bleeding feeling okay then, will you? Oh, I've been trying to be very, I've been a bit sharp with my auntie on the phone, actually. She's in her 70s, and she's one of those people that seems to try and want to be carrying on as normal, going to church, going to little meetings. Now, admittedly, she's a lady on her own in a lovely bungalow in Tring, and it's incredibly lonely. I mean, although I'm on my own, I haven't had the experience of having a partner for more than a year or so, more than a couple of years. I think 2 years was about the longest time I spent with someone. And that wasn't living with them either. That wasn't. I think the longest I've lived with someone is about 9 months. Seriously. So although I will get lonely, I do get lonely, I will never experience the loneliness of having someone who perhaps I've been with for, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and suddenly they're gone. I cannot imagine what that must do to someone. And as you well know, a lot of people die shortly after that. One dies. How many times have you heard that, where a husband dies and 2 weeks, maybe 2 months or a couple of years down the line, the other one dies as well. They just can't cope anymore. I won't ever experience that, I don't think. So in a way, I'm kind of lucky with that, although not as lucky as I know some of you are who have had partners for many, many years. Many, many years. But when that person's gone, suddenly you're on your own, and it's bad enough. And my Auntie Brenda, quite rightly, started doing things, and that's probably why she's still here. She does a lot with the church where she is in Tring, a little Catholic church there. She goes to these bridge, is it bridge? Little clubs where they play cards and stuff like that. She does that all sort of around where she is. To get to some of these places, she goes on a bus. Now, she's got Brenda's, bless her heart, bless her heart. Brenda does have a car. You don't want to get in a car with Brenda. I a few years ago when I went to visit her, on one of my visits, I remember we came up to a roundabout and there was nothing coming, and I carried on. Christopher, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, what do you mean, what am I doing? You didn't stop at the roundabout. Was nothing coming. Oh, well, I always stop there. How fast are you going? And I said, well, 29. She said, oh, I never drive that fast along these roads. Well, how fast do you go? About 20. You don't want to get in a car with Brenda. Bless her heart, she had to call the AA out once because where she reverses up onto a drive, she missed the drive and ended up putting a wheel over the sort of pavement bit, and she couldn't get out of it again. So she goes on buses a lot, and I've spent the last 3 days telling her not to go out. Oh, well, I like to go and do my church. Well, okay, Brenda, go and do your church if you want to, if you're happy with possibly picking up something and being dead in a week's time. Oh, because that's the only way some people will understand this. It really is. It's the only way. I keep going round in circles with this, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to move away from it. It's very difficult to move away from this at the moment and find something else. It really is. LaBelle lives from one day to the next, takes care of his mother. You lovely man. Looking after your mother like that. Wonderful. What looks like a bin bag? What, this? How does that look like a bin bag? How rude are you? That's from my own nephew. Look. Looks like a bin. There's nothing like a bin bag. Bin bag's all shiny and plastic. How rude. Have you been round to my caravan to check on it, please? You can probably reconnect the water now, I think. I don't think we're going to get any more frost whenever you're ready. Although I'm not going to do it. Risking death to advertise your show. I love it. I love it. Let's just carry on down there. Oh, where are we now? George, when you don't want your old videos or all your videos, you had a phone in your hand. No, what? No, don't need a phone in the hand anymore. Don't need it anymore. Comes through the speakers now. Don't need to do that. Ben's been sent to his room. Good. Good. I don't think any... I think we withdraw the food today, Martin, as well. Withdraw the offer of lunch and dinner for Ben today. We are not amused. We really aren't amused by that piece of insolence, dear. Upsetting my viewers, dear. Don't upset my viewers. I'm here to do that. And believe me, I do it very often. Oh, my God. Rachel, plenty of spaces for spiders to hide inside toilet rolls. Oh, hang on a minute. Is it Tuesday? Tuesday, isn't it? Oh, isn't it? Do you think so, Rachel? I must now check for spiders. Hello? Spiders, are you in there? No spiders in here, thank God for that. Dear me. Not having spiders in here. I don't suppose they'll be affected by the coronavirus. They're more cockroaches. I don't know if what I hate most, spiders or cockroaches. What do you like? Spiders or cockroaches worse? Home karaoke. Sing us a song. No, because if I sing a song, I'm bound to pick up a piece of music that's copywritten, and then a little light starts flashing, and a man comes round from YouTube. He does. You've got to be so careful on copyrighted music. Using copyrighted music on Facebook results. You'll be sitting there, I'll be singing a song, I don't know, probably a Barry Manilow classic, something like that. At the Copacabana. Now, that's okay, because I've got no music behind me, you see. Or I might even be able to go, I can't really play the piano and sing at the same time. I don't know why. I'm not ambidextrous like that, or what it is, multitasking. But if I played a bit of music behind me and started singing it, you get a knock on the door. Or, if like me, you've got one of those ring doorbell alarms. Ding dong! And there's a man there from YouTube. And he'll have the whole mask on, the tubes coming out of it, and an oxygen tank on his back. Excuse me, are you singing copyrighted music? And then he goes round the side of your house and pulls the plug out. That's it. No more shows. So don't think that's able to do that, I'm afraid. DIY, no DIY tips after the state you left that show rack in. Rude. Morning to Gadgets and Games. Good morning to you. There's Mandy standing by there. Chris doing manly work, yes. She wants to watch. Would you like me to wear a pair of old jeans and a tight vest to do manual working for you? I shall have no muscles. There's no going down the swimming pool now. I'll have no muscles left. They'll all be gone. It's just the walking I'm doing now, really walking, and I'm missing that. Morning to Michael Lawrence. Morning to you. Where does your exit music come from? A company called Epidemic Sounds. Epidemic Sounds. I think you can buy the music, or they have a vast library of music, and all the effects come from there. All my effects. We've got the red alert here, which will be used in a moment, boys and girls. Stand by for the red alert warning. Okay. The pain and suffering. We got the, that. The scary music. We got the strange and mysterious music. And and various other bits and pieces that I use. They all come from Epidemic Sound. I think it's Epidemic or Epic Sound, something like that. And for that, I pay £10 a month, and I can use all their music and all their sound effects, everything that's on there, and that covers your copyright. They have an agreement with YouTube, so they ask you what your YouTube channel is, you type it in there, and then they tell YouTube that you're using their services, and you don't have a copyright issue. All has to be legal and above board. If you use other people's music, you might get away with it occasionally, but you're not supposed to, and you could end up with a copyright strike. And no YouTube channel wants a copyright strike. That really is bad news. You only get 3 of those, and then you're off. That's it. End of. Actually, generally, you normally get a couple of warnings first before you get a strike. Nobody wants a copyright strike. That's why I'm always very careful about the music that I select there. Dave will understand all that. I never used to be, but times have moved on. 5 or 6 years ago, this wasn't so much of a problem, but it really is now, okay? So that's where that comes from. Excuse me a moment, boys and girls. I don't have a cough, incidentally. When you hear me, I'm clearing my throat. I've done that always, okay? I think someone said, oh, you've got a cough. No, I haven't. Weird City Citizen, a very good morning to you. Glad you like the jacket. We got the last night of the proms jacket on today. I've been to last night of the proms a couple of years ago. It was fantastic. Fantastic last night at the proms. If you ever get the chance to go to that, then please go. Wonderful. Adam says, I understand what you mean when you say everything we know is about to change. My work is drying up. What? How can a plumber's work dry up? How can that happen? There's always people who sit on the toilet and they're so blooming overweight the toilet breaks. Oh, that must be embarrassing, mustn't it? I mean, most of us have got a few extra pounds round there, haven't we? Eh? Some more than others, but so what? Doesn't matter. But can you imagine, if you was to sit on a toilet somewhere and it just broke? You come into the toilet, pull the trousers down, you sit there and you just sit there, and whoosh! Oh, that must have happened to people, mustn't it? When they've sat on a toilet and it's broke. Because sometimes you get a crack on a toilet, don't you, or something. I don't think I've ever broken a toilet. I've got. Or what about the toilet seat that doesn't fit properly? Usually in a public toilet, isn't it? So you don't really check it, do you? I mean, I do. First, I can't. I hate using the sit-down public toilets. I absolutely hate it, don't you? Who hates that? Sitting down on a public toilet. Disgusting places. And I don't care where it is, whether it's a council-run public convenience in Boston or somewhere like that, or in a pub or wherever. I hate it. And if it's bad enough having to use one, the worst toilets are those where the wall doesn't go from the top to the bottom, so they're basically segregated with bits of old wood or MDF. Most pubs are like that. And the reason, some people, why? I mean, some pubs are really bad. It's almost like a small piece of wood there. And, if so, I'm always terrified that someone's going to look underneath in the toilet, aren't you? Doesn't that bother you? Or look over? Because in some of the toilets, generally the ones that younger people would use, because they're looking for drugs and things like this, which you can understand the venues, looking for this sort of thing, when sort of 2 people disappear into a toilet together. Well, there's only 2 things they could be doing in there, my dear. No, I'm not telling you. You know what I mean, dear. This is a family programme. We're not going down that route. Thank you very much. But in some of these toilets, if it's bad enough when you're going in these toilets with the bits of wood that don't quite reach to the top or the bottom, there are some places that are like 2 foot up from the bottom, and your entire bottom of your leg is exposed to all passers-by who want to see it. And literally, the bit of wood just about covers where the toilet is, and you're sitting on it, and people can look over. Awful. Awful. Why do they do toilets like that? Well, I just told you, because they're looking for dodgy activities going on in toilets. But I think it's horrible. I can't stand using a toilet, in particular if the wall and the door doesn't go all the way from the ceiling all the way down to the floor. I hate it. That plus the fact, the bloke or the woman next door, they might be having a little bit of trouble with their stomach and the smell just oozes underneath. Oh, God. Blech, blech, blech. I feel physically sick now. Horrible. And even if you do manage to get a toilet with a wall that goes from the ceiling to the floor, and you get in there and the door lock's not working. Why would someone want to break the door lock in a toilet? Why do they do that? What makes them want to go into a toilet and smash the lock off? Why? So you're now... So you're now looking at this door and you're thinking, oh, God, well, I'll have to try something. So eventually you manage to take your skirt, pull your skirt up or pull your trousers down, one of the two. And then you sit on the toilet without checking it. You've had a quick look to make sure there's no liquid mess on the toilet seat. That's always unpleasant as well, isn't it? I don't know why people do that. They wee over the toilet, or worse. Yes, I've seen that. Oh, my God, the worst experience I had with that was in Cyprus Airport. Oh, my God, I was desperate. And I ran into this toilet. Oh, God, I can't tell you. I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it there. One or two of you having your evening dinner at the moment. I'm sure there is. I don't know. Anyway, so you've checked the seat. You haven't touched it. You've just looked carefully at it. Right? Down come your trousers or up goes your shirt, and you sit down and you immediately slide straight off the toilet because the toilet seat has not been fixed to the toilet. Why do they do that? And you slide off. So then you get back up off the floor, you pick up the toilet seat, you put it onto the toilet, now you're there. But remember, the door lock's broken. So now you're trying to balance yourself on the toilet. You haven't had enough vegetables, so you're going to be there for a little while. And your foot is now trying to stop the door from opening. Public toilets. Who needs them? No, thank you very much. Absolutely frightening. Let me just make a note there. We'll send that one up to BBC Lincolnshire, okay? See if they play that one out. Dave is going to pop round and feed me Rice Krispies. Oh, I'd had Rice Krispies for years. Rice Krispies. Who were there were three little children or fairies or something like that advertised Rice Krispies with bubble hats on, don't they? Or something like that. Can't remember now. Who were they? Snap, Crackle and Pop. Snap, Crackle and Pop. Rice Krispies. That's the Kellogg's ones anyway. Other ones are available. I get bored of people quickly. No long terms here either. I know what you mean, Weird City. I get very bored with people. Very, very bored with them. I can manage about 3 minutes with someone usually. Then I have to move on to someone else. Bored. The same went with partners over the years. That's why I'm sitting here on my own. God, 2 hours with the same person used to do my head in. There you go. LaBelle has requested tight vest and short shorts. Okay, my love. Mick, do I get a free woolly hat for the understanding timeout? No! £10. £13 super chat, £10 PayPal. What's it going to be, Mick? Come on, send cash now. I've got nothing to eat here, dear. I'm going to be starving soon. No work, dear. No work. It's all over, love. It's all over. Mick's going to drive again now. Be careful there. Let's have a look there. Scrolling down there. Scrolling down. LaBelle, if they're dropping down to look under the wall in a public restroom, there's something wrong with them. Yes, there's a lot of people going around doing that. Many of them are now in prison, fortunately. Oh, Dave, no, I'm not reading that out. Awful. All right, how are we doing on time? Oh, we've been here an hour. It's 11 o'clock already. I need to go out for my walk soon. In the sun this morning, as I said to you, you know, it's not too bad if I self-isolate here. I've got the garden there. I can walk out into the forest, and as long as there's no one around and what have you. But so I've got it fairly sort of easy here, admittedly, a bit lonely. But there you go. What can you do? You know, we've always got this, haven't we? You know, to talk to each other and what have you. People in rooms. I really feel for you. People in rooms, perhaps flats on the 10th floor of a block. Difficult. But if you've got a bit of money, then no problem at all. In the sun today, plain jealous. Rich kids of Instagram show how they are self-isolating during the coronavirus, relaxing on yachts and in luxury mansions. Of course, if you've got a yacht, you could self-isolate on there. Our friend John Parrish is self-isolating in his caravan. I could do that. I could self-isolate in my caravan. When I think about it, I could. Good. Nothing to stop me. Of course, my food supply is here. I'd have to take a load with me. You know, I'll probably have to take a load of food up there. And if I get bored here, then I could go and do that, I suppose, if I wanted to. You know. So I'm very lucky. I consider myself very lucky. All right, it's a 30-year-old caravan, so what? You know, but it's somewhere different. You know, it's somewhere different. In the sun today, it says, while many people are facing the prospect of being stuck in their home living off pasta, rich kids are living the dream. Life certainly isn't so bad when you can self-isolate for yourself for a few weeks in a luxury mansion with a swimming pool or on a super yacht. £6.66 has just come in as a super chat from the delightful Weird City Citizen. Hang on, that's the devil's number, isn't it? Isn't that the devil's number? 666. Thank you very much. I will now be able to afford a small veggie burger in about 2 months' time when they pay out. Thank you, Weird City. Thank you. Anyway, back to this story here in the sun. Yeah, a swanky super yacht, something like that. It says, and instead of the disposable hygiene masks seen on many commuters, these pampered youngsters are donning designer masks from the likes of Gucci. I mean, you couldn't make it up, could you? There is certainly no need for panicking about being sneezed on by fellow travellers, as these wealthy individuals just use private jets or yachts. These financially fortunate rich kids certainly won't be bored flicking through TV channels, as they can head to their own pools or sip champagne in paradise. Here are the rich kids of Instagram who are enjoying self-isolation in the holiday home or holiday destinations of our dreams. And they're always the same. They've always got so much makeup on, breasts that are far too big for them, and bums that stick out like 3 miles. Why is that? Why is that? And anyway, there's some amazing pictures of these young people with all the cash, you know, just walking on a beach. Walking on a beach with a glass of champagne. There's one there with a Gucci mask in, I don't know what car that is, like a, I don't know what car she's got there, a Rolls or something like that. Another one on a yacht there, one by a swimming pool, one on a balcony, it looks like in Rome or something like that. There's one on a private jet surrounded by fruit. Dear. And how the other life live, you know, and it must be very nice. So, I mean, if you've got the money, a lot of money, you could be doing something like that. So not bad for everyone, is it? John, how will we cope if our tenants can't work? No rent. Yes, you're absolutely right, John. This, I mean, a couple of people have said to me, oh, you're a landlord, you're okay. Only at the moment. Someone loses a job, they can't pay the rent. I've got no rent coming in, I can't pay the mortgage. Simple as that. People don't think about that. They keep coming up with various different jobs that they think are safe. There are no jobs that are safe, you know. Unless perhaps you're a doctor. I would imagine you're pretty safe as at work as a doctor at the moment, but maybe not from the virus itself. Terrible. Mandy, snap, crackle and pop is the sound that my body makes in the morning. Dave believes Boris's will be sorting that this afternoon, John. Oh, really? Oh, that'd be interesting. Okay, that'd be interesting. Um, and you know, if the places I've got, if the rent continues to come in, money wise, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And actually, I could probably cope with one or two not coming in. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so that's the news there. How are we doing? I don't know, 6. Do you want another story? Let's have a look there. Some of the people, there were some holiday people in Benidorm. They're complaining because the sun doesn't reach their balcony. Well, you should have upgraded, shouldn't you? There you go for getting the cheap rooms. No sun coming in on your balcony, so they're moaning. It says it's the latest, again in the Sun this morning. It's the latest bit of bad luck for Nicole Dennis and various people who flew to the Spanish resort on Friday the 13th. Of course, they can't get back now. They're stuck in a resort, and there's a picture of them. I mean, in their bikinis. Women, oh, it's not, doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. Where's the lads in the shorts, please? You never seem to see that very often, do you? Lads in shorts. No, it's always young women in bikinis. I don't want to see that, thank you very much. God's sake. They arrived to find tourists face a major clampdown the next day and are now in isolation at the 4-star apartments. She says, we've got our bikinis on to go to our balcony, but realise the sun doesn't reach it because of the position we're in. Oh, dear. Awful. So that's the people in Benidorm. We got, if you're doing online deliveries. Now, this is something I've never done before. My friend, Chris, DJ Chris, I was having a FaceTime with him last night. And he's not going out now. He's not going out. And he was saying, he says, I'm not even going down the shops. I'm doing it all on home delivery. I said, oh, right. I said, have you done that before? He said, oh, yes, loads of times. See, I've never done that. I've never ordered stuff online. Only Amazon, you know. I've never ordered like Sainsbury's or Waitrose or Ocado or Tesco's or anything like that. I've never done that before. And I'm like, well, how much is that to deliver that? Because I'm a bit tight. You know I'm tight. You know that. Now, why would I want to give £5 to someone to bring my shopping round when I can go perfectly all right with myself and 2 carrier bags and carry it back? I feel that's a terrible waste of money. However, it might be a good idea to do that. And I said, well, how much does that cost? He said, well, nothing if you spend over £35, apparently. I said, where's that from? I think he said Iceland. I think you should buy stuff from Iceland. Now, we don't have an Iceland round here. Whether or not I can order, that would be an excellent idea, ordering a load of stuff to fill up the freezer again. As you know, I've been trying to run down the freezer. And last week I decided, no, you better not go there. You better not empty the freezer now. So I started filling it up again before it was defrosted, unfortunately. I've had to do that. I think it's the sensible thing to do. So I've never done that before. So how easy it is now, I expect to do that at some point in the future. I don't need anything at the moment. I'm not going to buy endless rolls of toilet paper just for the sake of it or anything like that. But it says in the Mail Online, overwhelmed supermarkets have warned they will not be able to keep up with the torrent of online food orders, which have now surged as Britain braced for self-isolation. The accelerating crisis... so it goes on about the virus again. It's found a spike in internet delivery orders, which have left retailers snowed under and struggling to cope. The vulnerable will warn they could face up to 6 weeks for food packages, as the delivery slots have already been snapped up. So I don't know how easy it is to order there. I'll have a look later. I won't order anything, but I'll see if I can order something, and I'll let you know perhaps on tomorrow's show or something like that. Ocado says it's seen exceptionally high demand from its website, meaning delivery slots have sold out quicker than expected. The online supermarket said it has to take its app offline due to performance issues driven by continual high demand. So now they're having trouble getting stuff delivered. A retail source told The Telegraph online delivery accounts for about 7% of our business. Even if you doubled it to 14%, there is still a huge gap. The reality is that neighbours and community groups will have to step in to deliver food. There's no other way of doing it. Wow. Wow. So you might even have trouble getting stuff delivered. It just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it? John says the caravan chat sites are concerned the sites may be closed down. I'm trying to wonder why you would want to do that. Close down caravan sites. I think I understand it on the holiday type ones. Interesting. I don't know what they'll do there. That will be interesting. That will be interesting to see what they do there. Maybe mine will be closed, so I won't be able to go up there anyway. You'd still have to pay them the money, though, wouldn't you? I'm due to pay to pay in the next couple of weeks, actually, for another year's use. I'll probably only get 6 months out of it this time, and we're going to miss the summer, aren't we? Miss the blooming summer up there. John uses Asda shopping home delivery. Is that okay at the moment? Is it John the Asda one? Eh? Sean's wife just made him a cup of coffee and a cheese and pickles sandwich. It must be love, love, love. Ba ba ba. Yeah. 3 to 5 quid will save you the petrol. Well, I walk to the shop. I don't do massive shops. Very, very rarely do I do a massive shop. I just turn up there with a couple of carrier bags and fill that up, you know. Weird City, I don't trust they would pick me decent fruit, like to pick me own, as I do. I like to wander around the shop. I generally don't really go in for anything particular. I just wander around. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. I'm a bit like that, you know. John's ordering his Christmas food now. Very sensible. Dave, how will you cope if you're not working for 3 to 4 months? Well, I'm a landlord, Dave, so I got money coming in like that, rent-wise. You know, I've got a couple of places. When my mum and dad died, I put my half of the money into properties, and they're still there. So and I've been gradually knocking down the mortgage over the years, over the last, how long have I had those? 20 years now I've had those. I sold one because the lease came down. You know, the leasehold, the years were coming down. I thought I'd get rid of it. It went in 2 days actually. That's a few years ago now. But yes, I've had these places for 20 years now. So I've been knocking down the mortgages. So the mortgage comes down and the rent goes like that. You see what I mean? Over a period of 20 years, so I've done the right thing now. I think I should be okay. All supermarkets have stopped home deliveries and click and collects over in Australia. Wow, didn't know that had happened to you lot. Various things these supermarkets are restricting people on there, and they all seem to have different things that they're restricting people on. This is in the Daily Mirror. It says Tesco's has almost entirely sold out of dried pasta online, now introduced a 5 limit number on several items, including antibacterial wipes and long life milk. The grocer is also rationing baked beans, pasta and hand sanitizer, bottles of which have been on sale online at 50 times their value. Aldi, meanwhile, has imposed a limit on every single product after its shelves were left empty at almost all products on the weekend. I must say I haven't been in a supermarket since Friday. I think it was the last time I went. I do have a very small cooperative thing down there, and I told you yesterday there was a robbery in there Sunday, which I was witness to. This boy came in, just suddenly run out with a basket. I was shell shocked. I just stood there not knowing what to do. Oh my God. Someone's just run out with a bag full of shopping, including 2 great big loads of chocolate. Dear. That's I beg your pardon, that wasn't Tesco's, that one. Was that one? No. Oh, it's just several major supermarkets. Okay, hang on a minute. Where are we now? Let's go to Waitrose. Currently, online only restrictions on certain antibacterial soaps and wipes, which have been capped at 4 per people. It says, in store, we are currently not putting a cap on any products. We've introduced a temporary cap on certain products at Waitrose.com, including antibacterial soaps and wipes, to ensure our customers have access to the products they need. Morrison's has imposed restrictions on cleaning products. Bleach is now capped at 6 per person and 2 for hand sanitizers. A post on the Morrison's website explains you may notice that delivery slots for our online grocery services are becoming less readily available as demand for home deliveries increases. Presumably they may take on more staff. I don't know how that works. Presumably those staff will take various precautions, not just for themselves but for the customers as well. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know how this delivery thing is working. I wouldn't be surprised if they're literally putting it on the floor outside the door, ringing your bell and stepping back. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's going on. Perhaps if you've had home deliveries, you'll tell me about that, will you? You know, how is the home delivery thing working at the moment? Audi has restricted all items. I've read that one, haven't I? Yeah. And Asda, hand sanitizers again, 2 per person in store and online. There's no food restrictions at the moment there at all in Asda. They're very big, Asda, aren't they? Sainsbury's supermarket imposed limits on small numbers of products, hand wash toilet rolls and cleaners, soap, hand wash tissues, cleaning products, all capped at 5 per customer in Sainsbury's. Lidl have no limits yet. It's monitoring the situation. An Ocado toilet roll has been rationed to 2 12-packs per customers. And so there are various different things that the supermarkets are doing at the moment, which is very interesting. Let's have a look there. Heidi, you're talking Heidi. Rachel's friending everyone. That's nice, Rachel. We like friends. John's insured with Heart to receive rent rev. Oh, of course. Yes, I've got that. I completely forgot about that, John. Yeah, I've got that as well. I'm not with Heart. The actual estate agent themselves have their own thing that they're signed up with. So yes, and it's paid out a couple of times over the period of 20 years. I probably put in more than I've got out, but you know, the actual insurance on a rented property, you can get many different types of insurance. You can be insured right up to your eyeballs. One of the insurance is non-payment of rent. So if someone doesn't pay the rent, the insurance kicks in and you still get the money. So I've got that off across all of my places. Yeah, very, very sensible, John. Very sensible. I think we probably think very alike, you and I. I'll have to meet you sometime when all this is over. If it becomes law, what can I do? Well, I don't know how that would affect us. Should we Heart to receive rent wherever or not? However, it becomes law, yeah. I don't know. We wait and see, don't we? We wait and see. Heidi's going to Asda later. Take a video for tomorrow's show. No, you're all right, Heidi. I think we've all seen the open shelves and that now, my darling, and what have you. We all know what open shelves look like. I keep seeing endless pictures from people now of empty shelves. Oh, another empty shelf, you know. I think the corner shops are probably the best place for you to go at the moment if you need stuff and you can't find it anywhere. Try the corner shops, you know, your small co-op or somewhere like that. They seem to be okay. Of course, John can't go back to where he is, can you? I forgot all about that. Yeah, you can't go back to your country, can you, at the moment, John? Dreadful. Right, let's do today's raffle tickets, boys and girls. Let's get the raffle tickets out of the way, shall we, my love? Our next raffle is, of course, on Monday next week. All right, all being well. I hope we'll all still be well, and I mean that. I absolutely mean that. I really mean it. I hope everyone is still well and still here this time next week. I really do. So, if you'd like a raffle ticket for next week's raffle, please speak now, oh gorgeous people. And I shall give one out for you to do. Rachel's fed up seeing toilet paper. Mandy's gone in Morrison's. I'll see her in 2 hours. Yeah, that's an hour and 50 minutes in the queue and 10 minutes to find your bits. Fran, 940, Fran. 940 for Fran. Just a reminder, gang, if you're a silent viewer, you can claim your raffle tickets by email. Send me an email. Please, boys and girls, if you're not with us live, okay, here, and you don't say raffle ticket here, do it by email. Don't use another method. Don't text unless, of course, you have no other way of doing it, in which case use the text in phone. I noticed, Heidi, and I've only just noticed this earlier, you texted my private phone for a raffle ticket. No, that's not going to work, I'm afraid, darling. Got to be the same for everyone. So either use the text in phone, the number's up there in the corner, or here, or email. No other method. No Facebook messages or anything like that, because it all starts to get very messy, okay? The only way you can get a raffle ticket is you can claim up to 1 hour before the next show starts, okay? Up to 1 hour, not right up to the end of the show, right up to 1 hour before the next show starts. So if today's show started at 10 o'clock, you can only claim your raffle ticket up to 9 o'clock, because after that it starts getting really silly and messy. All right? By email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Righty-ho. Let's do this. Let's do our tickets. Tickets, please. Fran, we did Fran. Michael Bowman, 941. Tony King, 942. Pink tickets these are. We're going to change colours soon. Diane Jebb, 943. Michael Lawrence, 944. Weird City, 945. Oh, I forgot the R there. Weird City. It said Weed City then. Weed City. Weed. There's Claire, 951. Claire, 951. Heidi, 952. John, 953. Is it for the toilet paper? You can have the toilet paper if you want instead of the other thing, but it will be flattened when it goes in the envelope, so I can get it out as a small package rather than a large one. Say hello to Sherry for me. Colin Coates, thank you, 954. Rachel, 955. Got some very important information at the moment. More important than the virus, boys and girls. Coming up shortly. I've done Rachel. Sean, 956. Good morning to Rowan. Morning, Rowan. Immune raffle ticket for David in Hemel, 957. Ross, 958. Mick, 959. Yep. Where's Mick? Michael. Dave, ticket my Australian friend. Sorry? 960. You want one of these jackets, don't you, Dave? You've got to get one of these for when you go on gigs and all that, standing on stages too. 946 goes to Martin. Uh, 947 for dear. Where are we? Gavin Bass, 947. Remember, say ticket, please, if you want a ticket. Otherwise, I don't know you want one. Is that everyone? Do we get 2 shows a day while you're in isolation? No, probably not. No, you'd get fed up. You absolutely would, Mick. If you kept seeing me all the time, you'd get really fed up. You would. You know, if Barry Manilow was on stage every single night, I would. No, maybe not, darling. Maybe not. Right, have I missed anyone out? If I've missed anyone out for those raffle tickets, please speak now. Please speak now if you've got any raffle tickets, okay? If I've missed anyone out, please speak now. They reckon in the Metro this morning, skywriting could return to the UK for the first time in 60 years. Do you remember that? Do you remember that when you had a plane go up in the sky, and I suppose they push some sort of button in and then start flying around and it would write words and things like that. Very clever. It says the ban on skywriting, in which planes pen messages in the air using smoke, could be repealed after 60 years after new government proposals. The practice involves planes emitting smoke while in the air between 7 and 14,000 feet, with messages visible for around 4 minutes. Skywriting and sky typing, where multiple planes are used in formation, were banned in 1960 due to safety concerns. And what they're saying there is it could be used to spread messages to many people at the same time. Although why they want to do that, I don't know. We've got radios and televisions, for God's sake, haven't we? You know, radios, where radio and televisions can sort of do that. But that'd be quite nice to see sort of skywriting going on in there. I think you can only do it on a clear day. Obviously, if it's cloudy, you wouldn't be able to see the writing, would you? I wouldn't think so. Rachel says she wouldn't get fed up. I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. Boys and girls, there's something very, very much serious now that we need to talk about. Now, forget all what's in the news and what's going on there, boys and girls. This is much more serious. I'm going to have to sling out a red alert warning now. Warning, red alert, boys and girls. Red alert. Warning, hold on to your battleships. Red alert, we are about to go into battle. Warning, warning, red alert. Red alert, red alert, immediately. Yes, red alert, something very, very serious has come to my attention yesterday afternoon. As I walked outside, I thought I'd go and tend to my little plants that are out there. Now, so I went over to my pots and I'm just doing a little bit of weeding going on there. There's a lot of weeding needs to be done. I think we're going to have a lot of time on our hands to do lots of... There's going to be some very nice gardens over the next few weeks appearing. People that have never... Have you ever lived next to one of those houses with the dreadful gardens? Moth-eaten beds, wee-stained mattresses and old settees slung out in the garden, all growing up and brambles and all that. I think it's going to be some very cleaned up gardens over the next few weeks. But not unless you take action immediately. Red alert, boys and girls. Red alert. Red alert. As I was out there and I'm bending over looking, and then I went over to my lilies that are starting to emerge, boys and girls. Lilies are not the flowers yet, but the buds and things are starting to come up. The leaves are starting to come up. And I went over and carefully inspected one. And there it was, boys and girls. I looked over to my lily. I went from one to the other. And there it was, in all its brightness. Red alert, boys and girls. A lily beetle has been located. The lily beetles are here. Terrible. Terrible. And you need to take action immediately on the lily beetles. Gardeners all over the country, please take heed and notice of this very important piece of information. Forget spending your money on Facebooks or not face masks, face masks or toilet roll or cleaning products. You need immediately to go and order 3 lorry loads full of red lily beetle spray. Immediately. There it was, nestled among the leaves, about to eat an entire plant. Pfft. No chance at all. Not with Chris Reardon's thumb and finger standing by and squash. Dead lily beetle. Good. Because let me tell you, you'll leave those on the plant and then there be 2. And then, and I know this is a family programme, and I'm sorry to bring up this sort of thing, boys and girls. The 2 of them get together and you see them on your leaves. One on the other one's back. Disgusting. Doing it on my lilies. And then more little ones come along. And you always know with lily beetle eggs, they're like these black, horrible black. They look like bits of earth that have fallen onto your plant. No, they're not. They are lily beetle eggs. Very, very scary. Not to be messed with, lily beetles. If you see them, you must squash them immediately, boys and girls. So I squashed that one, and then I immediately went round to all the others, because I've only recently just split them all up. I had a great big pot that I've had these lilies in for some years now. My friend gave me just a couple of plants, and they've been in there, and every year they come back, and there's even more and more and more and more. And eventually I split them up. So they're now dotted all around the garden. So they're in various different places. And they're all coming up. Oh, dear. Oh, no. I've only just knocked over my cup of water. Oh, God, blimey. 1 minute there. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is terrible. Terrible. And halfway through a story as well. It's soaking on that floor. It was full up and all. Oh, no. Just a minute now. Oh, God's sake. Good job it didn't go on the raffle tickets, isn't it? There we are. Oh, no. Oh, Christ. There you are. and it's well out of the way, the equipment. Oh dear, well out of the way. Never, ever put a cup of any drink at all next to any electrical or radio equipment. Because if like that you have an accident and it goes over, you don't want it going over your gear. Anyway, back to the lily beetles. Yes, so I squashed that one and I moved on to all the others. And I had a good look. I have not yet found another lily beetle. So then I went over to my spray. Now, gardeners, you know how it is. You go for the winter, you leave your various bottles of spray outside, don't you? I'm looking for my spray. I can't find it anywhere. And then just hidden behind one of my plant pots, I found a bottle of lily beetle extermination fluid. Lily beetle extermination fluid. And I quickly got it up. Of course, it's almost empty. There's about that much left. About, I don't know, less than a quarter of an inch in the bottom of this thing. So, and it's one of those blooming spray things. Oh, they're so annoying. And you spray and nothing's coming out. You can hear the fluid. And you shake it and you can hear it, but you spray, it's not coming out, is it? Spray, and eventually a bit come out. So I went round and sprayed all the other plants in the hope that it's still working. And I immediately came in here and online ordered 5. I panic bought them. I panic bought 5 bottles of lily beetle extermination fluid. Yes, from the online place. Lily beetle extermination fluid is on its way to these studios now as we speak and will arrive tomorrow morning at a given time slot. Thank you very much. I hope the man from the online place, I hope he just leaves it outside and then rushes off so I don't actually have to touch him. Although, you know, perhaps he might want to be touched. I don't know. So there we are. Watch out for that. Watch out for lily beetles. You see them, crush them straight away, because if you don't, you'll go to bed in the morning, you'll look at your beautiful lilies, 2 stalks sticking up from the grass. And they won't be coming back this year, mate. Terrible, terrible. Right, almost ready for today's birthdays. Where are we now? Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Sean gets lily beetles on his lilies. Yes, I've ordered. That's what I've ordered, Sean. I have ordered it immediately. Heidi says they're nasty things. They multiply ever so quickly. As soon as I finish the show, I'm going to go out and have another look around to see if I'll find any more there. I'll probably go out for another walk as well. Mick says, poor beetles. Oh, well, Mick, okay, fine enough. Jump in your little car, come round here, you can take them all home with you. The beetles, not the lilies, dear. Evil things. I did wet myself then, unfortunately. Who looks after your lovely plants in the palace van? No one, I'm afraid, John. I don't know what they'll be like when I get back there. I may have to start again. Outside, of course, the plants outside my caravan are being watered and sunned naturally by the sort of thing. Although last year I had to keep watering them. It was ever so dry, wasn't it, last year? Do you remember that? Last year. It seems such a long time ago now, doesn't it, last summer? And as I said on the show, 5 or 6 weeks ago, this whole thing didn't exist. All this big problem just didn't exist, did it? Oh well. Using an electric baton. Who said that? Says John. No, they're too small for that. I'll probably whack the blooming plant down. Can you electrocute a plant? Yeah, you can. You must be able to, mustn't you, when you think about it? Because if a lightning bolt, we've had a couple around here, sometimes a lightning bolt strikes the tree, that's it, the tree dies. And you get this big black line along the tree where the... where's my other slipper gone? Where the electric's gone straight down the tree, you know, and killed it. Big black line down there. Yeah. All right. Excuse me a moment. Let's do... Have we done everything on our list today? I think we have, haven't we? Very pleased. Very pleased. Okay, yeah, let's do today's birthdays then. Happy birthday. What was that? Oh, I thought there was someone at my door for a moment. Happy birthday on this... What is it, Tuesday today? Is it Tuesday? I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I think it's Tuesday. Happy birthday on this Tuesday, the 17th of March 2020 to Mr. Mark Hudson, 32 today. I met Mark when he was in his early 20s and he worked with him in Belushi's in Hammersmith. Nice bloke, really nice bloke. Happy birthday to Mark. Happy birthday to one of our Manilow ladies, Helen Littman. Good morning, Helen. Big happy birthday to you. Mark Savoury today is 52 years old. We've got Danielle Bailey Boo. Hello, little Danielle. Danielle, baby, 28 today. Tone Gray. Good morning to Tone. Happy birthday to you. Sam Lowe. Lovely picture, Sam. Happy birthday. Stephen Labadel is a young 27 today. Good morning, Stephen. And finally, Martin Hill today is 62 years old. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. There we go. That's it today, boys and girls. It's all over so quickly. I feel I've only said like 2 words today. Thank you very much to Tony King, who informs us that Boris has now made an announcement, boys and girls, and said the lily beetle problem has now priority over the coronavirus. This is excellent news. I think every household should be sold. Every household should be sent lily beetle spray immediately. And here's one of my favourite words of all time: eradicate. They need to be eradicated. Thank you very much. There we are. That's it for the show. Thanks very much for watching and listening to the show today. Hopefully be back with you again at some point tomorrow morning. I think I'm going to go for a lily beetle search, and then I shall go for another walk before I go and have my lunch this afternoon. And in the words today of Spike Milligan, the great Spike Milligan. In the words of Spike Milligan today, I'd like to leave you with this thought.